Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly, deeply for joining along for another video. Yes, we've got a lot to discuss, I feel, in terms of the quality of this game. I am always so perplexed at people saying that this game is running perfectly on PS5 when I have seen quite a different story with my experience with Mortal Kombat 1. I have logged 450 hours, and I'm going to log more. This is what I enjoy looking for the problems inside of this game. I love looking for glitches. That's what I used to do in MK11. I love me a glitch. Things that people can access on console that can allow for potentially really great gameplay. However, I do know that NRS has been watching my videos for a long time, and that they have been nerfing things in the game based on my discoveries. Most recently, they nerfed the turbo controller build with patch 1.21 when they changed how endurance matches actually worked. They did that with patch 0.134 when they decided to completely overhaul the armor mechanic in the game. I'm telling people to go for the armor. They can't go for the armor. Like, the one thing that I tell people to do, and they decide to nerf it, which is really, really terrible. So I really feel that NRS is just filled with some incompetent people who are not able to do the job that basically I'm doing for them for free. Like, how is it that they're not testing their own game to see what is possible inside of their own game? That is the question. I can understand you have your artists that are making all sorts of stuff, backgrounds and particle effects, but they have a quality assurance team. The QA testing team is huge. Actually, let's see if we can find it. Official 30th anniversary MK YouTube. They showed pictures of all of the people who are working at the different departments of the game. So the QA team is, like, really huge. Oh, that's not it. Warner Brothers? No. Mortal Kombat official YouTube. Even if you go to the credits in Mortal Kombat 1, the longest part are the QA testers. But how can they have so many QA testers that are just inept at finding the glitches and exploits that I am able to find? I am just... Who am I? Right? Who am I? But I am finding these things, and these people are supposed to be paid and skilled enough to find these things, but they don't. Oh, wow. What is this? Where is the... Oh, here we go. Thank you. Okay, I'm trying to find the, because you can get it like a better idea of, like, how big the different departments are. So this is the quality assurance team. See all of them? Do you see them? There's many more people in the quality assurance team, and this is not all of them, because NRS does employ local QA testers that are unpaid. They also employ unpaid interns from the University of Chicago, I believe. University of Illinois, I don't know. The university that's there. And on top of that, they have a multitude of QA testers from all of the various third-party developers. So just get a sense of how big the local NRS Chicago team is. Here they are. Here's the UI team. Just a bunch of kids. No wonder the UI in MK1 looks so terrible. It's just a bunch of kids. There's like maybe 2 senior people and a bunch of interns. Whoa. Whoa. Core tech team. QA team is still bigger. Somehow QA team is so big, but they're unable to actually rise to the challenge and test their games? I find this particularly egregious because I said, who am I? But yes, I am somebody who has a QA training. I have a degree in pharmaceutical regulatory affairs and quality operations. It's very fancy. So I am very like in tune with what is required for having good QA. So I found this article and I thought it was a pretty good read because, as you know, Stephanie Brownback is the lead QA analyst at NRS. She is responsible for the quality environment, the quality philosophy of the game, and it seems like every NRS game there are huge glitches. Join the bunny fam. There is a particularly good glitch for MK11, many actually, but they're not finding these glitches, which is surprising because that's your job, that's what you're paid to do, and you're not doing it. So, article says this. With the rise in tech jobs, more people are looking at becoming a QA analyst. But before you take the plunge and set off on such a career path, you might want to do some research on exactly what quality assurance analysts do. In the grand scheme of things, a good QA analyst is... a stickler for detail. Aren't afraid to critique other people's work. Have strong communication skills. Have an interest in technology. Love to solve problems. How has she not solved any of these problems that have been in the game since day one? So I have been sitting on this for a while. I've been saving a lot of glitches for this kind of fancy compilation. But there are so many glitches in the game. Some of them I shared with you previously. But essentially, these are glitches that have been occurring in the game since day one. Some of them might have been patched. I'm not too sure. Also, I'm not really selling talismans anymore, so... yeah, I don't get to experience this glitch. But the fact is that a QA tester is supposed to be finding the problems. Aren't afraid to critique other people's work. Because when you're in quality assurance, you're supposed to be going back to the gameplay team, to the environment team, to the UI team. Hey, there's a problem with this thing that you designed. You need to fix it. It's not appropriate. But it doesn't seem like this communication was at all happening within the company. In fact, it seems like NRS is doing things without WB being so aware. At least in my communications with WB Games support, it sounds like WB Games hands off from the Mortal Kombat experience. All of the bugs and glitches, that falls on NRS. Why can't they fix their bugs and glitches? So, if you're still uncertain, this article goes on to explain. Quality assurance is a system of testing which guarantees that the customer is given high-quality software that's free of critical errors. Player one advantage glitch? Anyone? And what's insulting is that the player one advantage glitch has been a thing in previous NRS games. How is it that they keep on copy-pasting the same code with the same glitches and they can't get the proper code? What are they doing? It is so shocking, too, that this is a historical glitch in the game and that the QA people aren't keeping track of what kind of errors are going on. That's why I LOL'd so hard at let's see if we can find it. There was this tweet from Ed Boon where he was asking people in a quiz format what should be changed in the game. The Thinny, I love this. Guy's Wi-Fi filter is literally a one man's job for a day's Jira ticket. So Jira is an in-house program that allows for the tracking of bugs and errors, error tracking, quality issues. This is what a QA analyst would be using, Jira. But I don't think Stephanie even knows how to use Jira because Stephanie is not doing her job. And as the lead QA analyst, you're supposed to be sort of envisioning the whole entire, like, team, saying what's good for the team. Let's see if I can find it here. What does a lead QA analyst do? Lead the development of test strategies, plans, and test execution. Mentor and guide the QA team and ensure best practices are followed. So, like, going back to this, like, she is supposed to be the lead of QA, showing these underlings how to properly test the game. But they're not. So what does this mean? It means that in the company philosophy at NRS, they really don't have any quality standards. That's why they're releasing games with all of these glitches. You think you're supposed to be having Scorpion T-pose like this? Look at the hit animation on this talisman. Not that talismans are useful, but how do you let something like this slide? Especially for something that is one of the unique rewards that you can only get one of within Season 1 of Invasions. So you would think that someone would be testing the talismans, someone would be testing the UI, someone would be testing the environment. But what do they do? Do they just stand around and wear masks? Is that what they're doing? So I'm really perplexed by this. It really bothers me too, because like I said, I have this background in quality operations. I went to school for pharmaceutical chemistry, and I had a career working for big pharma. So my job was regulatory assurance. We would get the specifications approved with the government, and then it would be our job to liaise with the quality assurance to make sure that they're using the proper tests and specifications. But what does this QA team even do? Do they have any tests? Do they have any standard operating policies on how to report bugs, report glitches, fix glitches, etc.? I don't think that these people were ever trained. And I mean, I can't look at anyone else but the head of the QA team. In a pharmaceutical company, if there is a bad batch of drug that goes out and it has to be recalled, it's not the president of the company that takes the fall. It's the head of quality assurance, because it's their job to make sure that that product is meeting specifications. But what specifications are being met with this game? Particle effects and background? Like, look how unoptimized this game is. I've been trying to get these glitches out. People don't see the glitches. I don't understand how you're not seeing the glitches, because I'm not even going out of my way to find them. They just hit me in the face, which is really unfortunate. But look what it's doing to PS5 hardware. I did not edit this. This is just normal usage of PlayStation 5. I did all of the same things on my old PS5 until it exploded from MK11. Kinda my fault, kinda MK11's fault. But it also all leads to the fact that these games weren't properly coded. There are so many glitches, devil in the details, that stuff like this can happen. How have you not seen this happen? So the glitches are numerous. The quality standards are low. What are their policies at NRS for fixing these things? Because going back to this tweet, the Thinny calls it out. And I'm guessing the Thinny has like a quality background as well. Because he says, this is literally a one-man's job for a day's Jira ticket. Like, you could get that resolved in one day. So many things could get resolved in one day. But they don't. They don't do it. And they're waiting on me to make a video about a build or something so that they can nerf the entire system. Because they didn't expect people to have access to collector multiple times in an hour, so they strictly lock that now to just 1 hour. They didn't like my talismans that I was creating. Oh yeah, of course they didn't like the talismans that I was creating. I was making their game run like shit. So that's why they nerfed talismans. Like, I see what they're doing. I don't know how other people aren't seeing what they're doing. Because they're relying on the player to act as the unpaid beta tester to fix their effing game, which they should have done already because you are in quality. That is your job. If these people aren't doing their job, they need to go. They need to be fired. Okay, anyways. So, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. If you're enjoying, please leave a like. 25 of you here. Let's get 25 likes. T800, greetings. JJ, hey JJ. T800, do you think this game will also have a way to grind crystals like MK11KL? Doubtful. This game was meant to be a money grind. Even looking at invasions, they only let you go to collector once per hour. Like a mobile game. Mobile games have free-to-play mechanics, which MK1 has tons of. I don't see them changing their ways anytime soon. You know, some people say boycott the game, but I'm not boycotting it. I want to see how bad it is. Because, like I said, I'm very interested in the tests, the specifications, because this is meeting no specifications. So it says here, a good QA analyst is curious about how technology works, enjoys delving into the nitty-gritty, and is a natural problem solver. The job requires a lot of time planning how to best test computer software and solving the problems that arise. How does she doesn't meet the challenge. She is not doing her job, which I don't blame her for the story direction. I blame Dominic Cianciolo. But it's clear from Dominic Cianciolo that he has very politicized Mortal Kombat 1. But I feel like perhaps this is a DEI hire where people are checking boxes and not bringing talent. I don't care if she's trans. I don't care. I love me a trans. All hail Sasha Colby, reigning queen of RPDR Season 15. So, don't tell me that. No. It's the fact that she's inept. Because how else does someone program a game and release it to the public with glitches like this? Look at Kung Lao. He's moving in slow-mo. This is on PS5. People are willfully blind to the issues because they see particle effect. They got their 3D era character. They got whatever crumb that they asked for. But hold the game to higher standards. MK11 never worked like this. MK11 at release was never like this. I never had so many glitches in MK11 like this. Even finding glitches in MK11, I would have to dig, and I would find through my own experimentation with the augment build. The augment system. But these are just hitting me in the face absolutely everywhere. Game was not tested. It was not tested for quality. Okay, T800, oh yeah, we got that. Jacob, Ed Boone shared team photo on X. They look like a bunch of random... Yes, I mean, like, I have said numerous times that I feel like the game is pushing politics rather than focusing on making a good game. They aren't interested in having people with talent. That they are, like, clearly the talent isn't there if they're not meeting the brief. Look, the brief is here. Requires planning, careful execution, and documentation. That's why I make all these videos, too, by the way. I'm documenting this stuff because I won't forget. My PS5 might explode, but I won't forget. QA testers play an important part in products development. They ensure the final product meets the requirements set out by the client and reduce the number of errors in software. Clearly, the QA testers didn't do their job, did they? Nope. Fire all of them. Well, I don't blame the underlings. Because really, the philosophy of quality needs to come down from the head. The head of QA needs to be imposing on these people a higher standard. But she letting things slide. She loving her cat. Because she love her pussy now. Lots of pussy pics. They're very pretty. I mean, like, who doesn't like a cat pic, right? Cammy loves a cat pic. But she playing more with her cat than the game. And that's a problem. Because head of QA, you should be getting these people to test the game. Okay. They're paid to look online and nerf stuff. That's it. Perhaps D's, because that's what I've experienced. Irish, hello. I'm glad you're not letting up on them. Keep... LOL. No, not so physical, Snubble. I come from this idea of, like, QA. So this is, like, why it's so interesting to me, Snubble. So, like, my background really came from... like having a career in working for big pharma. It was my job to communicate with the government, get new drugs approved, get changes to drugs approved. A lot of those changes were usually manufacturing changes. And so I had to know lots of like good manufacturing practices for drug products. Yeah. Yeah. So one of the important things about all of this, like, drug law that we have here in Canada is that it really sets stringent standards for what can be released to the public. Now, it's not exactly a video game. People aren't eating a video game. People aren't dying from playing a video game. But people could definitely die from taking a poorly manufactured drug product. Definitely. So having really high standards is important. And I see that QA is kind of like meaningless to NRS if they're not realizing that losing a player means you're losing profit. You want to have a high quality product that keeps the people playing the game. How can people keep playing the game when stuff like this is happening? When there are so many glitches that it must be obvious to even the casual that they did not test their game. Right? It's absolutely disgusting. So here in Canada, we do have this sort of like bypass the laws so that we can accelerate drug approvals. And this is for situations where the drug is indicated for life-threatening conditions. Like, think of scary flu vaccine, anyone? That came with an NOCC. So there are situations like even in the pharmaceuticals where you have to lower your standards if you're treating something like a serious life-threatening disease, severely debilitating disease, etc. Vaccines, etc. But the standards were lowered on this video game because these people wanted to make profit quicker. It all points to game being rushed. If they were unable to have the time to do the testing, game was rushed. And I feel like in most industries, people are going to try and make crunches on the quality assurance team. But literally, in the credits of Mortal Kombat 1, there were hundreds of QA names listed. So how is it that none of them found the same stuff that I did? How does this work? How does this happen? How do you not properly animate your characters? Did no one notice that Motaro is missing his rear? Easily reproducible. Easily reproducible. All of this stuff can be easily found and easily reproducible. They're not doing their job. Fire Stephanie Brown back. Wow. Let's see. Buttered Toasty won't be surprised if they move on after Combat Pack 1 to another project. Don't forget they did the same with Mortal Kombat 11. They moved on practically 1 year, 1 month after the game's release. It wouldn't surprise me if they did this here, but there was a better designed game with Mortal Kombat 11. There was more content. There was more things to do, more things to collect, more love put into it. Mortal Kombat 11, they said it was under crunch time. I don't know why people complain about crunch time. You work a 9-to-5 job, your boss tells you to do something, it's crunch time. You go do it. There's always crunch time. So I don't understand why people are so opposed to the idea of just doing their job. Yeah, really shocking. Playing this game makes me sad. Kung Lao showing his moves. Kung Lao, new DLC. Only play for weekly skin now. Yeah, so I was, they added a week to last week's weekly quest. So I couldn't really play the game because for 8 days. Because there was no weekly quest reward. I mean, they're giving me less and less reasons to play the game. But I want to play Season 2. I want to find all those stupid glitches. Because they're not doing their job. I want to see how bad it gets with Season 2. Hey, my family reunion pic. OMG. Hey, James. Coffee Gamer. I have got to ask, do you hate MK1? I dislike it strongly, but I don't know if hate's the proper word. No, I don't hate Mortal Kombat. I wish Mortal Kombat would succeed, but look at it, Coffee. Motaro has no backside. They don't have animations where there should be animations. The game looks like this on the PS5 when I try to make videos. Game runs at 17 frames per second under normal circumstances. Then they had to go nerf the whole augment or talisman system. Damn them. That's how they respond to nerfs, because they don't bother testing their game. If they properly tested their game, there wouldn't be so many nerfs needed. They are banking on the fact that they can release an unfinished game and then quickly patch it afterwards based on unpaid beta testers' observations. They ain't paying me. Yeah, I'm offended by NRS. I'm definitely offended by them. Zax, is it just me, or is the team way smaller than the team was in MK11? They lost people, definitely. They had lesser people within the head Chicago team. I think less talent, but that's not an excuse because they got the funding of WB behind them to go outsource all of the work to more than 40 plus different companies. Let me see if I can find the MK1 credits. Credits are long, by the way. They're really long. But I always find it very interesting to look at the credits because you see who exactly is working on the team. Okay, so look at all these QA testers. QA, functionality QA. So this is just from one division at WB. These aren't even the in-house people at Chicago. You see, look how many different people. How many different QA people? They even have outside QA testers. Look, Enzyme QA. This is an outside company. Because their own QA can't even do it. They have live QA. It's shocking when you look at the credits. I looked at the credits when these things first appeared because I wanted to see how much are they doing testing in-house? Because obviously testing in-house is better than testing out-house because it's going to be different standards at different places. You're not going to have a consistent quality standard. Right? And I mean, we see that. We definitely see that. So you see there's a number of different divisions that are working on this game. But I think it's really interesting when you go later. Let me see if I can find it. There's all these different divisions of WB. Sure, they help with localization, local marketing efforts, but there are so many people outside of the company that are doing things critical, Saber Interactive. They can't handle a switch port, so they gave the switch port to Saber. Or is Saber doing the PC port? I'm not sure. But look how many different production places they're relying upon. Because they're not talented. They have to rely on all of these outside sources. So, okay, let's see here. Analytics, QA, we saw that. Localization, Keyword Studios, PTW Canada Solutions Inc., more testers from Canada. How many damn testers did they have? Language specialists. Okay, so that Canadian firm did a couple of things. Interesting. Localization. Let's see what else we got. More localization. Wow, lots of translators. But you can definitely see data administrators, technology, producer, more QA testers. Wow. They paid all these people to do nothing. Look how many people they paid to do nothing. IT. Okay, so I guess that's IT of the Polish firm. Okay, yeah. It's absolutely shocking. I mean, it's there in black and white. You can see the results and draw your own conclusions. Why are they using so many outside firms for the development of the game? Why are they using so many outside firms for testing their game? How did they pay so many people and they can't find basic things like this? Or this? Or this? Or this? Right? How are they not finding the same things? They pay so many people. What a waste of money. They are literally throwing the money away because they paid these people to not do their job properly. They are not doing their job properly. And they're losing players over this. People are going back to MK11. People are not playing MK1. They are playing other games, myself included. I made a wonderful Street Fighter 6 avatar yesterday. Yes, but yeah, that's a problem. And really, the quality is what players are seeing. And it's not surprising if they leave. Flames, is it a lot smaller left or let go? Yeah, maybe they got let go. James Lemafau, MK1 is bad Kool-Aid for me. Terrible game, but addicting. So I do get a taste once a week, then done. Yep. As a senior AD game developer, it always comes at higher tier employer head. We are responsible to check our team and look for solutions. Lower dev cannot decide. It is the top who are responsible. Exactly. That's why I'm calling out the head of QA at NRS. Stephanie Brownback. How is she the lead QA analyst? She leading all these people to failure. I don't blame the underlings. I blame her. Jacob, always. Yes, I agree, Jacob. For juniors in game dev, most of the time, they just happy to finally get into the industry to have their dream, but still learning. Lead's supposed to check, teach, and support their team. Exactly. That's why I had the job description here, because this is what Stephanie is not doing. Exactly what she's not doing. Yeah, really shocking. Jens, well, their quality testing was if the character can jump up and down and go back and forward. There will be a lot of glitches in Season 2 with a 50 gigabyte update, JK. Yeah, I can see that happening, too. Definitely. Well, after this, everyone should stop buying any future NRS games. I mean, they might have lost me. They might have lost me. I want to be cautiously optimistic about this game because I have put in a lot of money in it. I want to see what Season 2 is like. Maybe it's good, but I have a huge feeling that it's going to be crap. Right? Like, I don't want to be totally negative. Being fair and balanced, that's important in any critical review. So we haven't seen Season 2 yet. Let's see what Season 2 looks like. If it's shit, we're going to call it shit. And I'm betting that it's shit. If there's some gambling going on. Because, I was challenged by someone who then called me an ist. Said, MK1 is going to be Game of the Year. And I'm like, no, babes. Bet you $100. Nope, it's not going to be Game of the Year. It sucks. Oop, if they could spend 2 to 4 weeks finding all these bugs and fix it, then it would be way better. But here's the problem. I found all of these things myself. But just imagine what I haven't found. Right? Think about all of the things that I have not explored. So just imagine how many other bugs exist within this game. That's shocking. It's really shocking, kind of scary. I think this glitch is probably the best glitch that I found. Well, I mean in terms of player enjoyment for myself. Look, I broke out of top-down view. Do you see that? You don't have to look down onto the board as if you're like some god over these characters. You get to play at their level with the grounded camera view. Isn't that better? Look how much better it looks. It's like you're a part of the world. That is way more immersive than the camera angles that they're giving us with the normal top-down. Yeah, top-down sucks. Do you see how top-down sucks? It sucks. And the fact is the game has programmed into it multiple camera modes. And they're not giving it to the player. Only accessible through glitches. Join the bunny fam. But I really detest this. Really detest this because, people want to complain about nerfs happening to Cyrax. But the game has been nerfed from the get-go. We got such a downgraded game at release. Look at that. Hidden camera mode. Hidden tag mode that people can't access. It's shocking. Really shocking. I mean, like, oh, and, you know, like, I definitely feel like Stephanie was chosen for who she is rather than, like, her gender identity, politics, all of that. I feel like that's why she was chosen for her job, as opposed to bringing talent, as opposed to bringing quality. So I do feel like there needs to be a shuffling of the lead people. Maybe make, you know, one of these guys the new lead who's not worried about other things. Like, I don't know. What is Stephanie worried about? She really likes Sindel, bad Sindel. That's all I know about her, really. And she likes her pussy. She likes her pussy, see? Lots of pussycat pics. But yeah, like, there's really no quality. And for a company that really prides itself on ESG, environmental, social, and governance responsibilities in these issues, like, NRS is for sure not an ISO certified company. Like, ISO sets the standards for quality for a number of industries, lots of industries. And one common one that I used to run across when I was working for medical devices is getting, you know, the devices, the manufacturers, ISO certified. Betcha nothing at NRS is ISO certified. I betcha they have no quality standards. So in order to get an ISO certification, you are independently audited and sees if your quality systems can maintain products and services to consistently meet customers' expectations. Guaranteed, NRS has none of that because they are not pushing out games that consistently meet customer expectations. Point blank. That's all it is. All right, let's... Oh, we got to translate. Love you, 6310. If NRS tests their game adequately, testers will find bugs and game will not be released on time. But see, that's not QA's fault. That's NRS's fault for being so shitty. A lot of the head people at NRS just need to go because the people who are in charge of project management should be accounting for the amount of time needed to properly test the game. But yes, you are right. It is #greed. This game isn't going to make it to Combat Pack release. I mean, Combat Pack is going to be here in 3 days. Hopefully, maybe game won't explode by then. Jacob, every QA tester were probably boring after 3 matches, and they just stayed on menu with some streaming on second monitor. Cannot blame them. Game is tiring, not fun at all. I don't know. That means that they don't have a passion for their job. People without passion for their job shouldn't be working that job. Get somebody who wants to do the job in the position, who has the talent and wants to do the work. Having talent or a good resume when people are just lowering their standards and allowing game to ship like crazy 17 frames per second, they need to go. All of the people with the low quality standards need to go at the company. Saber is Switch. Okay, gotcha. I saw a dev, tweet now deleted, said that they worked on MK1 alongside MK Onslaught. Said, I'm excited for everyone to check this game out. I worked on it and MK1. Interesting, Zach. The old lead UI artist from MK11 left to work with a different studio. I know. He was top tier TBH. Yes, it was Dinesh Syed. He did leave. He's working now on Star Wars game, I think. Flames, I was enraged at Switch testers because how it released. No one cared. No one cared along this journey. A lot of money was thrown and wasted on a crap product. And people defending this game, I don't understand how. Because coming from the quality background, it's an insult. Okay, Jacob, imagine yourself updating your portfolio and adding QA tester for MK1. You would never get hired again. Really true. How is Testermite not its own tower mode? Exactly. Testermite is not a minigame. It's an obligatory requirement for completing certain things in the game. That's not a minigame. That's work, babes. Hello, hey Joe. Neception. I died in a match and still had 4.7 health. LOL. Okay, that's weird. Take clips of these things, my friends. Save them, because NRS is just not doing their job, and I'm not telling you to do their job for them. I put these videos here not to do their job. But hopefully you become aware of the situation, that there are no quality standards at NRS. How on earth did game release like this? On the invasions map, what does L3 do? My character flashes, but I'm not getting the point. It's for movement speed. Yeah, Flames is right. Okay, all right. Thank you, my friends. 41 of you here. Let's get 41 likes. You're here. Surely you must have enjoyed something about what we talked about. I would love to hear your opinion as to whether you think this game was properly tested. I think you already know my answer to that question. Also, I would love to know if you think certain people need to go at the company. I think definitely the people who are engendering this poor quality need to leave. Because it's not good product. Ask questions. Don't ask questions. Just consume product. And then get excited for next product. Right? Anyways, must give much loves to my brothers and sisters in the Jaded Bunny family. They help keep me alive on this here planet, in this here madness. Yeah, really enjoyable talking to you, my brothers and sisters, about this game. It's very therapeutic. But yes, much love to everyone who joined within this last week, including Mr. Nightmare, Brandon Borodai, and Jens Eric Goals. Thank you, my brothers. Thank you for joining. Also, much love to Sentinel, David Dillman, Leo, Fox, The Fiend, Kari Lessie, Anthony G, Angel, Shoria Awashti, James Shea, John Lee, John Clark, Danny Slaw, Energizer, J4, GCXBU Gaming, Styles, Cara D, Kokama Joe, A.G. Miller, Coffee Gamer, Lucy Little Thunder, Boots Alexander, Jonah, Eric, Blood Ferox, Glowy, Chaka Corn, Michael K, Airy, Darkside, Trokar, Mark, Danny, O, Gamer, Michael G, Swishbish, Illkid, Snoopy Blind, FGC, Albus Christus Mortis, Yuri, Erdem, Calum, JJ, Dr. Eggman, Alina, Acenonics 85, Alan, Cider M, Ragnar, Rian Chaos, and Queen, Molina. Yay, thank you. Love you, my brothers and sisters, but you know what? Love you guys so much too. Let's make sure I'm not missing any of your comments. Super Scorpy, what are we talking that's broken now? Just watch the vid. Got the platinum and ready to install and did that. Ask question and vomit on horrible product. LOL. Cynic Saint, proof 2020 ruined it all. Is that what happened? That's an interesting theory. Joe, everyone from the combat cast needs to leave except for Derek. I like Derek, but I just don't know. I don't know how far it goes. I like him tentatively. tentatively. All right. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for making it to the very end. I am praying for all of you to just be having a fabulous day. But until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.